career here, and what a time to do it.
He's 3-1 in duels this year so far. His only loss was in the last meet as he gets a single leg immediately on Motika.
Bring it up to his feet. That's a good job there by Strobel. Motika using his balance, trying to kick away. Good job by Strobel there, keeping two hands on that leg.
He's just trying to keep his balance at this point.
Now just trip.
Yeah, there's the trip.
Oh, but good reaction time there by Motika. No takedown yet.
He's trying to just spin around and try and see if he can get the 3 points.
Yeah, might be looking for a cradle here himself. I've been in this position too many times.
But you know how to pin your opponent. You were an NCAA qualifier in 2014 and had 17 total pins with Drexel. So you know a thing or two about pinning opponents. So
yeah, I was a little long and lanky, kind of like a Motika is here, so I kind of used my long arms to lock up cradles in different situations like that. If I wasn't going to pin you, I was going to try to at least put you on your back, get some points.
Definitely a strong suit for both Motika and yourself.
Yeah, see if Strobel comes out and goes back to that offense. You know, kind of was, again, these matches are so, it's so good to see these matches because you get out there and almost score, and not quite. You know, you do all the work and you get there again. Nice shot there by Motika. Nice scrambling there by Strobel.
Well, now it's just an ankle fight.
Yeah, fighting for position here.
Yeah.
But Motika locking up that cradle. Doesn't quite have it locked yet.
He's trying to just lock the hands to try and flip him over, but
yeah, Strobel has that leg there. Not quite a takedown yet because Strobel's still hanging on that leg.
Fighting for 3. Penn is wanting the 3 points, and they're just going to escape from it. Still 0-0. So we're 1:20 left in this first period. Strobel with 3 strong wins, 2 of them via tech fall.
Nice double
There's
leg
a double.
No takedown yet, though. Oh, there it is.
There's
Strobel.
the 3.
Strobel gives it up. Nice takedown there by Motika from space. Little Jordan Burroughs blast double, and he cuts him free.
The escape from Strobel gives him 1 point. 2 minutes down in this first period.
A lot of action here in this first period.
Yeah.
Good marquee matchup. Good pick there, Jack.
Only a 2-point lead for Motika, and just bringing it to the ground now. Both wrestlers trying to just fight for any positive positioning that they can scrap against their opponent. We'll call a stalemate. So 40 seconds to go.
Both these guys walking back to the middle. Motika with the bright yellow shoes.
Looking like those neon Kobe shoes that you see in basketball.
They don't fit the color scheme, but I think these young guys here, they don't really care about the color scheme. They just want what looks good and feels good for them.
Another single leg.
There. Working up the leg.
Motika just trying to drive him down, and they give him the 3. Going to bring him back down and flatten him out. Trying to see if they can connect with the half Nelson.
Yeah, big critical ride here. 15 seconds left for Motika.
Trying to fight and get wrist control and see if you can slip a hand under the arms of Strobel. Strobel just building himself up with time ticking down, and 6-1 lead for Motika. Starting off strong. So now we'll go to the second period, which is 2 minutes long. Third period also 2 minutes as well. It's a great start, and Motika will start on bottom.
Yeah, Jack, and I say it every time I'm doing these matches. The biggest difference between high school and college is the mat wrestling, as you know, and it's always a good test to see this guy go down. Motika go down, get a quick escape. That's kind of what you want from a freshman.
Within a matter of 12 seconds, he was able to escape and get a point. So now 7-1, Motika.
Yeah, Motika can really blow us open here with another takedown. We're talking major territory, tech fall, even pin territory. If Strobel wants to stay in this match, he's going to look for a takedown of his own here and close that gap. But they're still scrapping here. Good arm spin attempt there.
And Motika had a major decision against Navy's Andrew Beanie, so he knows a thing or two about how to dominate your opponent. And Beanie was barely in the rankings as well in the Journeyman Classic.
Yeah, it was a good win by Motika there. Beanie, another talented freshman for Navy in the EIWA.
Strobel's just really trying to get the ankle back on Motika and just try and see if he can get some 3-point takedowns to try and get back into this match.
And Strobel's doing a really good job of bringing that leg up to the mat, but Motika, as I say, that good job rolling through there, but Strobel looks pretty comfortable in these funk positions, though. Watch that knee.
He's very durable.
He's taking that knee out. Oh, boy.
It is just an ankle fight, and it's just
These guys are flexible.
Very
it
flexible.
hurts my knees watching it, Jack.
Hurts my ankles watching it, too.
There we go. Who's on their back?
They're just rolling and rolling, too.
And, as you say in wrestling, high man wins. That means you want to get your head up. You want to be higher than his head. The guy usually laying on the ground is usually not in the better position. So good job there, both guys trying to get height, win that position. It's always a 50-50 position, and we go back to the center. Score is actually 7-1 there. They're going to fix that scorecard there. So 20 seconds left here, and see if anyone can get a takedown to either widen that gap if you're Matika or close that gap if you're Strobel.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Strobel tries to get something right before the period ends. He's got 10 seconds to do it, though.
But you also don't want to be too sloppy because you give up that takedown.
Right, exactly,
so there's a fine line there, Jack. I agree with you.
So only 1 point, and it was the escape from Motika in that second period. And Motika has the riding time advantage going into this third period, which is huge towards the later ends of these matches. So Strobel will choose bottom as well, and he'll try and get an escape, potentially, from Motika. Motika was very dominant in high school at Wyoming Seminary in Kingston, PA. Was 73-11, and only had 4 losses his senior year, and was a prep national individual champion 2 years in a row at 106 in 2023 and 113 in 2024. Looking to bring some of that winning energy to this Penn squad, who's very known for winning under Roger Reina, but Valenti trying to carry that same momentum into his first season.
I'm going to say Motika is a tall drink of water for being a 113-pounder just a year ago.
Right.
So maybe hit a little growth spurt there, but doesn't look like a huge 125-pounder, just very tall and lanky, which gives a lot of these guys fits. And there's a stall warning on bottom for Strobel. Motika does have riding time locked up. We'll see if they cut him free and maybe get another takedown for a major decision, which would give Penn another bonus point on the scoreboard as a team.
Motika just knowing how to dominate so far early in this season. He's doing it against Strobel, who dominated this year as well. As we talked about, 3-1 in duels, 5-3 total record. Went 2-2 in his first tournament in the Princeton Open, but had 3 straight wins to start off the season.
Another double there. Didn't quite get it. Strobel takes a shot. Motika making him pay for that bad shot. But Strobel doing a good job squaring up. They each have each other's heads. Going out of bounds here. Matika's got 30 seconds left here to push for that decisive takedown, which will give Penn Quakers 4 team points instead of 3.
Yeah, you definitely think if you're Strobel, one thing in the back of your mind is making sure it stays at decision rather than major decision, because every point at the end of the day really matters.
Yeah, especially with these young lineups we're going to see here. You never know what you're going to get. Nerves and anxiety can get to you. I've been there as a freshman, and sometimes you make one mistake, it can cost you the match. It stinks, but it's part of the sport, right?
Down to 15, in this first match at 125.
Strobel hanging onto a leg here.
Motika trying to see if he can get a major decision out of Strobel. Just got to try and find a way to unlock the hands. Down to 3, and this will do it for a decision win for Davis Motika, his first dual decision win as a Penn Quaker.
Yeah, good effort there trying to get that major. That's what you want to see from not even a freshman, from all classes. You want to see that bonus point attempt, and nice for him to get it, but that's something they're going to work on, right? There are 20 seconds left. You need a takedown. Boom, go get it, Davis. What's your go-to? And that's something that they can go to the tape, and you're always improving on something.
So now we move on to 133 between Devin Casey for Penn and Gauge Ship.
They kind of felt each other out, obviously, if there's any difference in the way they approach the match. And interestingly enough, you usually see guys wrestle a match, get off, and cool down and sit. But tomorrow they got to make weight. Keystone Classic will be here tomorrow on Flow Wrestling. Penn and Hofstra will both be competing. So these guys, guess what? They got to make weight again in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't always see that.
And we see a lot of stronger wrestlers on both sides not wrestling today because of that Keystone Classic that is tomorrow, that is here. So should be a very fun Keystone Classic tomorrow with a lot of great talent spread it around a bunch of teams.
Yeah, you'll see 3 or 4 ranked wrestlers per weight class. So you'll see some guys coming in tomorrow that you may not see. Usually, I think Oregon State's coming in and Virginia Tech's coming in, Central Michigan. So some schools you might not see on the East Coast as often. So it's a good event.
This is Devin Casey's first dual match. As he's a freshman, and I said earlier he was a junior, he's a freshman, and he's from Elmhurst, Illinois. Looking to see if he can pick up his first dual win, as he's only wrestled in the Journeyman Classic with 2 wins by decision, with one of them against God Ship. So it's a rematch from not too long ago, from earlier this month.
Ship is a sophomore, also from Illinois. So maybe they've wrestled each other, before their collegiate careers here started.
God Ship so far is 2-2 on the year in meets. Lost in the last meet, in the Columbia meet, lost by major decision to Columbia's Evan Gersoy, 9-1. And he's 0-2 against Columbia in his wrestling career.
And there's a stall call on Ship for backing out of bounds. Casey using that 2-on-1. Some people call it a Russian tie, just pushing Gage to the edge. Good awareness there, knowing where he's at.
God Ship a little lengthy as well. He's 5'10" at 133.
Yeah, definitely been in the EIWA for a few years now, and Ship has some good wins. But yeah, this would be a good win for him over the freshman, especially a rematch win, as you mentioned. Right, a few weeks ago he lost to him 11-5, which 5 points doesn't seem like a lot, but in this day and age with a 3-point takedown, that's one move essentially. So we'll see what happens here.
And you definitely got to think that Matt Valenti has had a lot of word into Devin Casey's ear this year, as he wrestled in 133 weight class, as he was a 2-time national champion. And got to think that Casey's just feeding on a lot of really great positive information from Valenti, who was very successful when he wrestled.
Yeah, Coach Valenti, one of the best to ever do it in a Penn Quaker singlet. Now he's the head coach, so definitely a good guy to have in your corner and on the mat with you as you're rolling around, picking things up, little techniques here and there.
With Roger Reyna as well.
Exactly. And with Coach Darian Cruz, who was, by the way, 5th in the Olympics. No big deal there. So another guy to have in the room there. Awesome, Coach Darian Cruz. And we see 1 point, second stall call on Ship, so 1 point for Casey. 2 aggressive stall calls early in the second match here.
So only 1 point given to Casey so far. As we move to the second period in the Elex bottom. We'll see if Ship can extend the lead to 2-0 with an escape. Last year, Penn was 10-6 and was 4-1 in the Ivy Leagues. Their only loss was to number 9 Cornell at the time. Cornell has been super strong for the past, who knows how long, for 30 years at least. And they've just been one of the dominant forces in the Ivy League.
Yeah, Casey's career record in high school, 140-20, with 40 pins and over 35 tech falls. He was a state champ. But Ship had a 96-match win streak in high school.
Yeah.
Which some people don't even have that many wins, and he went that many wins in a row without losing, which is obviously really impressive. So
it's 11th all-time in Illinois High School Association history.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So 2 great Illinois high school wrestlers competing here in the Palestra, in the dual meet. Love to see that.
Pretty exciting. Casey was a 2-time Illinois state champion, as he just has complete advantage over Ship.
Nice.
Get the 3-point takedown. Now 5-0 Casey.
And more importantly, he has that Turk. See that bottom leg? He has Turked up there, trying to reach across, get that claw. Kind of torque that over, get some back points. Not usually a pinning combination, but you're going to get some backs here.
Here we go.
Oh, he could pin him.
Pin.
Oh, he's getting out.
That shoulder's coming down inch by inch. Can Casey get it?
There it is.
In his first meet, he gets it by a pin.
Nice transition there by the freshman. Not only get the takedown, but have the mat awareness and keep that Turk, keep cranking that, lock it up tight, and then boom, there's a pin. First of many, I would assume, for Devin Casey's young career.
First pin in his first ever dual match at the Palestra. What a very dominant start for Casey's young career. The freshman getting 6 points on the board. It's now 9-0 in the meet as we move to 141.
Hofstra battle.
He lost in the last meet against Colombia to number 29, Lorenzo Fraza, 5-4. Not a bad loss, but it was a pretty good one to watch if you were watching that Colombia duel meet. But in the Princeton Open, he lost his first match by decision 1-0, then won his first match in the constellation bracket by major decision, then lost to Colombia's Roman Lermer by decision. So kind of an up and down year so far for Liardi. As last year, when these two teams faced off, Liardi lost twice to two Penn wrestlers, Spencer Barnhart in the Franklin and Marshall Lehman Open, and Ryan Miller in the dual meet last year. Ryan Miller at the time ranked number 21, and Miller won by tech fall 17-2. So Liardi has not had a positive share of Penn wrestling experience, but Taylor's trying to break down Liardi. Looking for some 3 points.
Looking for that cradle going, kind of like we saw with Matika at 125.
Trying to roll him over to his shoulders, trying to find the leverage, and he can't find it yet.
There it is.
There it is.
And there's a cradle, and we're going to see backs here.
Got the 3, and here comes the back points. Trying to find the shoulder blades to the mat, but the period will end. It'll be.
Get in there, ref. Tell him it's time. There we go.
And they're going to throw the challenge brick. This will go to review.
Challenge brick. I just think Coach Franco threw that in there because he knew it was time for quite some time there.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to make sure that there actually were 4 backs there.
Right. If this stands, it would be 7-0. But, yeah, as you said, trying to make sure that there's the right amount of back points, as there wasn't really an official horn or whistle to signify that the period was over. But a lot of back points and a lot of riding time for Nathan Taylor. For Nathan Taylor, he made his collegiate duel debut on the USS Yorktown CV-10 and beat Campbell's Xander Faturas 13-5 in the major decision. So in duels, he's 1-0. And he made his collegiate debut at the Journeyman Classic in the white bracket and swept the competition with 3 decision wins.
Yeah, they always got to get to work here, make up for that 7-0 deficit.
Taylor electing bottom. Trying to work his way up. But Liardi's going to bring him back down. Trying to see if he can break him down even more. Taylor has the ankle and trying to get the reverse points. Like should be 2, and they will give it to him.
His knee there. He's grabbing his knee in that funky position. Gives up the reversal.
So now 9-0. Nathan Taylor with another dominant showing so far, as he did in his first duel match. Liardi has the shoelace.
Yeah, there's
so
pinky's in there. Rush should stop.
Yeah.
No, he got it out.
He got it out.
Letting it continue.
Trying to find a half Nelson somewhere. Can't find it on either side.
Now he's looking for a hazard roll through tilt here. Is he going to bring it back up? He's going for it. Liardi does a good job healing. Yeah.
So we'll go back to the center.
Yeah, Liardi walking back a little gingerly there with that taped up knee. You could tell in this, there's a replay of the roll through tilt that he almost had.
Just had to find that more leverage on it, just to see if he could roll that head over.
And Liardi did a good job of peeling that wrist as well, helping get out of that bad position.
And Liardi did also a very good job of trying to just keep trying to get out of bounds to make sure that he can bring it back into the middle.
Yeah, that's the gratitude and awareness there, kind of knowing where you're at and getting a fresh start. Back to the middle, but Nate Taylor is on him heavy, and he's on him a lot.
Was it hard for you to do that when you wrestled, to try and figure out where you were because you're flying all over the place with your body?
I was always looking to get out of bounds usually. I was one of those guys you probably didn't like to watch too much because I was kind of, I'm out of bounds. Boom, I don't like this position. I'll get a head start, but I'll get a fresh start, excuse me. But, there were some times where I was on the edge and I was in a better position. You got to try to know where you are and prevent that guy from coming out. But you got to be cautious sometimes because sometimes he's baiting you into some of that stuff. So it's always a fine line of, if you like the position, stay in. If you don't, it's an easy way to get out. But you got to be careful now with the way they call stalling.
So now 9-0 as we end the second period in this 141 match between Nathan Taylor and Chase Liardi. Liardi 0 for 2 against Penn all time. Trying to avoid 0 for 3, but it's kind of leaning that way.
Already has a minute riding time, does Taylor, so Liardi Wants to go on his feet, see if he can make something happen.
He's in major decision range, but trying to look for the tech fall, maybe a fall, but they're in neutral, so it's going to be very tough to get that quickly.
Yeah, he has another minute 40 to at least get a takedown and get closer to that tech fall territory here.
You've had a lot of quick falls in your career. As we talked about earlier, you had 17 total pins, and one of your pins was 45 seconds into the match.
Oh, yeah.
So how hard is it for someone to actually do that if you're looking at Taylor to try and get a fall?
I mean, if you're at this level, sometimes you just kind of catch what they call catch a guy, catch him sleeping, and maybe you're in a scramble and you just lock up a cradle, which is probably what happened in my case. Just, catching a guy in a cradle and boom, that's the fall right there. Nice takedown there by Taylor.
Another 3 points.
Yeah, sometimes the guy just goes for something too aggressively and you catch him sleeping, so it happens at this level. It happens at all levels.
Looking for 3 more points as he's just going to let Liardi escape. No shutout for Nathan Taylor in his Palestra debut. Looking for another 3-point takedown to increasingly get to that tech fall range. Got to get a 15-point lead for that 5-point tech fall. 9-0 in the dual meet, 12-1 in the match.
Jack, check my math here. He's up by 11 currently. A takedown would be 3. That's 14. Plus riding time would be 15. So he needs a takedown here and then to ride him out to get that tech fall at the end of the match, which there's a takedown.
There it is. There's the takedown. Here comes the riding time. This could be a tech fall, and they will give it to him. 4 points, and that will be a tech fall for Nathan Taylor in his Palestra debut. 2 dominant dual wins to start off his young career.
Yeah, good aggressive takedowns there by Taylor. Going out, getting the mat, getting the takedowns, getting the back points as he needed. Great Palestra debut.
So now we'll move to the 149 match. After this break, it'll be Waz ranked 6th on both Flow Wrestling and Intermat.
Yeah, Cross had a great season last year, finishing in the round of 12, which, as wrestling people know, is called the blood round. Win that one, you're top 8. If you lose, you're just so close, but no cigar. And he finished top 12 last season as a freshman, along with Jude Swisher, who's a little bit dinged up this year. He'll be back in a few weeks, month or 2, whatever that timetable is. But he'll be fresh to go. And 2 young studs here in Swisher and Cross Wazlewski.
Yeah, Cross Wazlewski, he was an NCAA qualifier, Ivy League champion at 149, unanimous first team All-Ivy. Just dominated in his freshman year, and he was fantastic. 24-5 record, went 13-1 in duels, and was a perfect 5-0 in Ivy League play with 2 ranked wins against Cornell's number 20 Ethan Fernandez in the 5-4 decision, and number 12 Ty Whalen here at the Palestra against Princeton in sudden victory.
That was a great match last year. Yeah, those guys were back and forth. Both guys almost had a takedown, and then Wazlewski ended up getting it. But
a little controversial at the end too,
a little bit.
But Cross was able to get it.
Penn. There's always controversy.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, Wazlewski's fun to watch. He likes to dig this underhook, as we kind of saw in the first 30 seconds of the match. Nice little duck under high crotch attempt. He's going to look to finish hard.
There's a 3 points, nice and easy against Jackson Slotnick. He's the younger brother of Jake Slotnick, who leads this Hofstra squad in wins with 8. He's not starting today, as they're going to save him for the Keystone tomorrow.
Yeah, talking to Coach Jamie Franco about the Slotnicks, he likes both of them. Obviously, Jackson, the younger one, and we're seeing here more of a 141-pounder, but throwing him out here at 149. Obviously, a little outmatch against Wazlewski, but very high on Jackson Slotnick here, who was a 2-time New Jersey State place winner, 7th and 8th. So a lot of potential here in this young man, trying to follow in his brother's footsteps and maybe and then some. Quick escape for Slotnick,
and they'll go back to neutral.
Wazlewski with the old-fashioned halo headgear. You see that in what's the wrestling movie? I'm drawing a blank here.
I'm drawing a blank as well.
Vision Quest, yeah.
There it is, yeah.
The 80s, Vision Quest. Yeah. That was big back in the 80s, early 90s. A few people still have it. Just unique to see nowadays.
Wazlewski will get the 3-point takedown again. Up 6-1 against the younger Slotnick. Started wrestling when he was 4 years old, and I always wondered how they could do that at 4 years old and kind of compute what you're being taught at 4 years old, but there's even people on both squads that started wrestling at 3 years old. So what do I know?
Yep. Those are lifers. Once you start at 3 or 4, you're pretty much locked in, buddy. You don't really change sports to go to basketball very often.
15 seconds to go in this first period. Wasilewski just trying to break Slotnick down, flatten him out, trying to see if there's any openings for potential riding time. Down to 4, seeing if he can bring him over. And that'll do it for the first period. Hofstra will have the decision first. They're going to defer over to Cross. He will elect to go on the bottom.
Yeah, Cross has a 4-2 win on the year, an injury default, and then a pin and a tech fall last outing against Campbell. So likes to put up bonus points, likes to score a lot. You're going to see that any match he wrestles, he's going to look to score. He's not satisfied with a 1-0, 3-0 win.
No.
He's looking to put points on the board and end it quick. Nice little.
There it is. Immediately bringing down Slotnick again, 10-1 lead in his first ever match here at the Palestra against University of Northern Colorado. He won via tech fall in his debut. So started off strong, just like Nathan Taylor did just a match ago. And he's just breaking down Slotnick, Jackson Slotnick once again.
There's a stall call on Slotnick on bottom. Not much you can do, being outmanned, outgunned, outsized a little bit as well.
Yeah, outsized too. I was just about to say that.
That's the main thing here is he's a little small for Cross. He's a full-size 149-pounder, one of the best in the country for obvious reasons here.
Trying to tilt him over, seeing if he can expose the shoulder blades a little bit. 1 minute to go, halfway through this second period.
Really working that Turk, looking over to Coach Cruz for some advice.
Has some riding time. He's going to get the 4 points once he brings him back over. Already has just about 2 minutes of riding time.
There's 4.
So he already won the riding time advantage against Jackson Slotnick.
So 14-1 lead here for Cross.
Just needs 2 more points. Should be an escape and then another takedown, and he should win via tech fall again.
If I'm a bet man, he's going to go for an underhook here, Jack. Let's see if I'm right. That's just his bread and butter. There's an underhook there.
Try and spin around him.
Keeps his head on that side. Jackson does a good job digging his head in there, though. Good technique on defense by the Hofstra wrestler.
He's got to go quick if he wants it in the second period.
The nice fake and snap by Cross, especially on the edge there.
1 more takedown, and it does it for Cross. Stalling warning on Slotnick, and they're just going to give a point to Jackson Slotnick, to Cross. So it's now 15-2. And still only need a takedown to win.
Slotnick looks over at Coach Jamie Franco. Coach, what do you want me to do here? I'm kind of out positioned in all 3 assets.
And you definitely thought when going into this match at this spot that it wouldn't be 14-0.
Yeah.
You'd expect it to be a little bit more on the even side, but at this rate, it's turning into a blowout.
Yeah, Penn's 3 freshmen that led off came up huge with bonus points in 2 of those matches. And Cross, business as usual here from the sophomore. Just needs 1 more takedown to end it.
That's all he needs, just the 3-point takedown, up 13. Got to have a 15-point lead for the tech fall and get 5 points to his Penn Quakers to extend it to 19-0 so far in this shutout.
Yeah, I would hate to be one of Cross's practice partners. Just the way he wrestles, in your face, wrestling hard, always trying to kind of physically wear you down, mentally wear you down. It'll be a lot to face him as Jackson is experiencing right here.
There it is. Another 3 points and a 16-point victory tech fall for Cross. Wasilewski this year 1-3 this year in duels, 5-4 total for his record. Went 4-1 in the Princeton Open, but since then has been 1-3. 3 straight losses after the Princeton Open. 2 by decision, 1 by sudden victory, and then 1 by decision against Columbia's Charles Scanlon, 2-0. So a lot of decision wins for Volpe so far. And if you're Hofstra, they've had a lot of decision wins in dual meets this year. And you got to make sure that you can find ways to find larger wins, as it seems like they're always down in these dual meets.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, like Hofstra, they have a bunch of young guys out there. You know, one freshman, 4 sophomores. I consider that underclassmen. It still takes a while to kind of learn the sport of college wrestling. It's like, again, I can't emphasize it. It's so much different than high school. There's a lot more chess, a lot more chess, not as much checkers. You need strategy. You got to win these tight ones, and sometimes it takes you a few years to figure out. So Hofstra, brand new coach in there. They're still getting used to the system, and they'll be fine. It's just a little young here, and Penn is a lot just further along in that development process with Coach Valenti and especially Coach Reyna has been there for a while now too. So a little bit outmatched for Hofstra, but you gotta like what you see. You gotta take positives as much as you can and keep building on those.
Back to neutral it goes as Volpe was able to escape, and it's 3-1. Polo up in front by 2. Jackson Polo out of Lloyd Harbor, New York, a junior this year, 3-1. Is his record so far this season. Made his collegiate duel debut on the USS Yorktown CV-10 against Campbell University, winning by decision against Pablo Macias 5-1.
Nice attack there by Volpe. Oh, Polo doing a good job bringing this action to the mat. If you're Volpe, you want to bring this back up to your feet. You want to get your back leg in there and shelf that up. Kind of bring that up off the mat. Looks like they're going to wait for a stalemate here.
Yeah, there's the stalemate. So they'll go back to neutral. 42 seconds left in this first period. Polo already with 21 seconds of riding time, so that's a great start for him as this match progresses.
And as you mentioned, Polo, a junior, one of the older guys we'll see from Penn. They have 0 seniors wrestling tonight. So if you follow Penn on social media, one of their mantras, hashtags, whatever you want to call it, is the build. And he's kind of part of this process of being part of that build, only being a junior, but being one of the older guys out there on the mat today.
He didn't compete last year, but in 2023, he placed second in the bracket and in the Keystone Classic. Has a 20-15 combined record. Was a New York State champion at Cold Spring Harbor High School and was a 2021 Northeast Regional Freestyle champion while in high school as well.
Polo started his freshman year here at 141, now up 2 weight classes at 157. That boy just keeps on growing. He looks like a full-size 157-pounder here.
And we'll talk about it later, but Jarius Clark is a guy that has gained some weight classes in the offseason, and it's definitely got to be tough to be able to find your rhythm in a new weight class. But Polo will elect to go bottom as we just approach the second period, 19-0 so far in this dual meet, as Polo will get the 1-point escape, now with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, you look at Polo's career record, 20-15, mostly in opens and different tournaments. Doesn't have much dual meet action, but you know, if you're a Penn fan, you know you had a guy named Doug Zaff there who was a multiple-time NCAA qualifier. Artolona has been there at 149 and 157. So Polo just couldn't really find that spot in the lineup, which one of Penn's strong suits in this middle part of the lineup. So definitely doesn't mean he's not a good wrestler. He just not as good as the really good guys that were ahead of him. And now he gets a chance to shine here. And then 5-1 lead right now, looking really good at it.
I mean, if you start at 141, if fully healthy, and we get towards the back half of the season, you'd have C.J. Composto, then you would have Cross Wasilewski, and then Jude Swisher. I mean, that 1, 2, 3 right there in a dual meet is tough against any opponent.
Yeah, they're one of the best, probably 1, 2, 3 punch in the Ivy Leagues, and then extend that to national. You know, 2 guys that were around at 12 last year in Cross and Jude. You know, just only going to build on that moving forward. We got a good little core here in the middle lineup for the Penn Quakers.
Frank Volpe in that Princeton Open I mentioned earlier, he placed third as he went 4-1 in that Princeton Open, beating Princeton's Gavin Hawk by decision in the third place match. Very strong Princeton Open for Volpe, but since then it's kind of been a little bit downhill as we see Polo trying to see if he can work the 3-point takedown, really trying to fight through it. He does get the 3 points, extending the lead 8-1. 20 seconds left in this second period. Broke him down flat, trying to find the half Nelson, but Volpe trying to make sure that he does not get wrist control. Just sprawling out his arms to make sure that nothing can be had on him as this will end the second period.
Yeah, that was a great takedown there by Polo. It was in really deep. Volpe tried to dive over the top and go into a scramble position, but Polo did a good job of just circling his feet away, hiding his ankles, as we call it, preventing Volpe from getting any ankle action and rolling through and getting in a scramble of his own. And great readjustment there Polo sticking to that takedown, and sometimes that's what it takes. You get in there deep, and the guy's looking for something else. You got to readjust and go to maybe that's plan B, plan C sometimes, and that's what gets you the takedowns here at this level. Great action there by Polo.
So they'll escape again. 2 escapes now for Frank Volpe. As they were in major decision range, but now Polo's got to find a way to work more points to get the potential 4-point victory over Frank Volpe.
59 seconds of riding time. It would have been nice to have him hang on there for at least one more second to have that point in his back pocket. But nice shot there by Volpe coming up. Ooh, nice defense there by Polo, though.
Really good escape from Polo. Unfortunately, doesn't get a point out of it, but is able to find a way to bring it back to neutral.
Penn does a very good job, as you see here from Polo, just resting on the edge, pushing the Hofstra wrestler kind of out, trying to get that stall call. But at a minimum, you get a stall call, but you get that Hofstra wrestler to kind of maybe overreact to try and get back into the center. That sets up your offense from there. So Penn, very well coached when it comes to these situational positions on the edge, giving up stalling calls at the right time or not giving them up. Just a lot of high IQ wrestling here from Penn.
Looking for a single leg takedown is Polo. 35 seconds left in this 157 match.
Polo trying to...
Wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a stalemate.
Yeah, trying to get his hips out there and switches to both legs.
There's a 3-point takedown guaranteed. 11-2. Polo up by 9, 15 seconds to go. In major decision range, and if he stays like this, it'll be 4 more points tacked on to the Penn lead. And it will stay a 9-point lead and a 9-point major decision victory for Jackson Polo, who is outsized in this match against Frank Volpe, but tacks on 4. 23-0 Penn leads. The leader in wins and the 33rd ranked wrestler at 165 of Jake Slotnick, Austin.
Yeah, Jake, you asked, Jack, you asked how Hofstra stops bleeding before the break. This is exactly how. You maybe make a little pivot, send out your only ranked wrestler in Slotnick to go out and get a win and potentially, hopefully, avoid that shutout and maybe get some momentum going for the next few weight classes here coming up for Hofstra.
Slotnick, a redshirt sophomore at 5'10", from Williamstown, New Jersey, won by decision against Columbia's number 26, Cesar Alvin. 8-6, his first time ever winning against a ranked opponent, grants him a ranked spot in the 165 weight class, and he's going against Sean Seafeld, a junior from Strongsville, Ohio, made his collegiate dual debut, and lost by decision against Campbell's Anthony Ferrari, 5-4, a close one, but no cigar. And they're trying to see if they can get Slotnick his 9th win on the year. He's 8-2, his total record. Lost his first match in the Princeton Open, but then won out in the consolation bracket and placed 5th in the 165 bracket.
Yeah, a lot of good wins at Princeton Open. Has a nice win over Kunstek of Lock Haven, but as you mentioned, last weekend beat Alvin of Columbia, who was a multiple-time NCAA qualifier, EIWA placer, the whole 9 yards. So great win for Slotnick, looking to keep this momentum up. Team leading 8 wins on the season as well. And if we could go back in time, this would be the marquee matchup we would pick, as we were talking off air. We just didn't think Slotnick was going to go. We were told otherwise, but again, if you want to stop the bleeding, avoid a shutout, send your best wrestler out there.
And a lot of decisions for Slotnick. So this is, you got to find a way to dig deep if you're Slotnick, because you need big wins now. You're down 23 halfway through this meet. You got to find ways to get major decisions. You got to find ways to get tech falls, even falls. Those are the ways to get back into this meet, as we're going to get a 3-point takedown from Seafeld against Slotnick. Going to roll out of bounds.
Seafeld actually has a loss to Cesar Alvin in overtime at Journeyman, and has a close loss to Lillard. I think Lillard is like a top 20 guy from Indiana. So Seafeld 1-3 in the year, but 2 really good losses, as I like to say.
He didn't compete last year, but in 2023 and 2024, in that season, he had a 10-8 overall record, while competing at the Keystone Classic, the Patriot Open, Frank and Marshall Open as well, and the Matttown Open as well. And back in 2022 and the 2023 season, He was a lightweight. He was 125, 133, so he's gained weight classes as well. He's gained about over 40 pounds.
I was going to say, someone found the weight room once they got to University of Pennsylvania here.
Yeah. Found a way from looking like me to you. So
I think he looks a little bigger than me, but I appreciate the compliment.
Down to 10 seconds in his first period.
This would be a big escape if Slotnick can get to his feet, get out. Seefeld, good job.
Bring him back down. Yep. So only the takedown for Seefeld. And it stays 3-0. They're going to defer it to Hofstra. He's going to elect bottom. Trying to find an escape again. This time to start the second period.
Yeah, it's always fun to see progression of guys. I'll take Slotnick as an example. 11-11 his freshman year. Last year as sophomore, he took a red shirt, 15-10, and now 8-2. As you see, he's obviously getting more wins than losses year after year. You got to contribute that to coaching. Jesse Delavecchia over at one of the assistants at Hofstra. NCAA runner-up a few years back for Ryder at 157 pounds. So right now he probably weighs 170, 175. Perfect weight range for a guy like Slotnick. And he just shows you're going to wrestle with good guys in your room, whether it's a good wrestler above you, below you in weight class, or a coach that's about your weight. You're going to see those improvements, and this is a prime example here in Slotnick.
And he's got a good coach of Jamie Franco. It's his second year as the head coach, the 13th ever Hofstra head coach. Franco, a 3-time NCAA championship qualifier with Hofstra.
Yep.
And he's a CAA champion at 133 pounds back in 2011. So both Hofstra and Penn have very good influences on their squad.
Yeah, Franco, as you mentioned, and a really talented Hofstra wrestler, stayed with the program as an assistant for 5-6 years, left for a season to help out at Columbia, and then boom, came back and was hired as the head coach just before 2 seasons ago. So he's been with that Hofstra program. He has a lot of pride, pun intended, there at Hofstra. Spent almost half his life there as I was talking to him. He's in his mid to low 30s, and he spent 15 years there. You know, so that's a long time to be with a program. He loves it. He'll probably be there forever. Love a coach like Jamie Franco.
In that 2024 season with Columbia, he helped that team place 4th at the EIWA championships with 2 champions and 3 NCAA qualifiers. Yeah. So really positive season for Jamie Franco.
And Franco's first season last year, Hofstra had 2 EIWA champs for the first time ever in program history. Unfortunately, those guys have both graduated and moved on, but heck of a way to start your coaching career.
They had a 7-6 record last year, 4-2 in the Eastern Intercollegiate Wrestling Association Conference. This year, with a 1-3 start, 1-0 in the EIWA, as they were able to get a road win against Sacred Heart. A lot of decision wins in that win as well. And
that was a great duel, back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. Last match coming down to the wire. Winner takes the meet. Bringing him back to the mat is Seefeld, still dominating Slotnick throughout this entire match, specifically in this second period, as he has almost 3 minutes of riding time with a 3-0 victory. So it'll stay 3-0 as we head to the third period. Seefeld is going to elect bottom to try and see if he can increase the lead to 4-0.
Riding time almost mathematically locked up. Slotnick's going to put to his feet. He's going to get to work. He's going to need a takedown to his back, 2 takedowns.
They're just going to give it to him. They're just going to give the escape to him already, and they're going to go neutral.
He's not going to waste his time riding them.
Nope.
Oh, nice little duck under attempt there. Boom, Slotnick going after it. Good job hiding his
Double
ankles.
leg takedown. And gets
not quite. Seefeld hangs on for that scramble attempt. As you see, he's trying to get height as he has coming out the back.
He's got both ankles here as he's going to try and roll him over.
There we go. And that's so frustrating. You take a great shot. You're so deep with that finish. You're like 90% of the way there, and the guy grabs your legs, rolls through, scrambles out, and now he's looking to score. It's just so frustrating being the wrestler that attacked, put together, try to get that first takedown. Now he's about to get scored on here is Slotnick.
Yeah, and look, everyone, especially Cross, Wasilewski, wanting the 3 points, and they give it to Seefeld. Now 7-0. We're in major decision range.
Wonder if next time we come back here, Seefeld will have a little ranking next to his name, especially after a ranked win like this, and not very close at the moment. 7-1, 8-1 with riding time. That's a major decision over a ranked opponent. which is a heck of a performance.
Some major improvement from Seefeld. 10-8 in 2024. Didn't even compete last year. Starting off the year 1-3, as you said, some 2 solid losses. But getting a ranked win potentially in his first match at the Palestra. It's a huge honor to have as a junior.
Yeah, you look at a guy like Sean Seefeld, 15-20 career record. Like, how is that even possible? He looks really good out there today, beating a ranked opponent in Slotnick.
2021 Ohio D1 state champion, while with St. Edward was Seefeld, a 2-time district and 3-time sectional champion, as well as a 3-time Fargo freestyle All-American.
Wow.
Really impressive
definitely
hardware.
Definitely has the accolades.
Yeah.
Maybe we just need to find the right weight class. Maybe coming in at 125, he was way too light. He goes, hey, I'm going to put on 40 pounds. Wrestle my best at 165 here.
And he's wrestling his best right now. A 7-0 shutout so far. As looks like Slotnick's trying to get a 1-point escape out of Seefeld, but Sean wants the shutout. Down to 10 seconds and 4 minutes of riding time for Seefeld. They're going to roll out of bounds. Come back middle with 6 seconds left. But what a huge victory as Sean Seefeld finally gets over that hump and gets a solid victory over number 33 rank of Jake Slotnick, the best wrestler record-wise on this Hofstra team, to keep it a shutout in this dual meet. Major decision win for Sean Seefeld. Stays a shutout as it's now 27-0.
That's a great statement win there by Sean Seefeld, coming out expecting one.
The Hofstra Pride here at the Palestra in South Philadelphia. With you is myself, Jack Miller. Alongside me, Austin Summer. Austin, it's been one-sided, all for Penn, and it's Jarius Clark for Hofstra going up against Caden Bellis, going up a weight class in the 174 match here in this dual meet. Bellis, a freshman from New York. Jarius Clark from Blackwood, New Jersey, not too far from here. A redshirt junior who gained 2 weight classes in the offseason. Last year, wrestled at the 157 mark. This year, at the 174 mark. So it's definitely a different change of pace. As we talked about in the last match, Seefeld gaining 4 weight classes in a matter of a few seasons, but Clark going 2 in 1 off season. So definitely a big change.
Yeah, definitely a big change. I know when I wrestled, I started at 149. My freshman year went up to 157, and I was like, wow, these guys are a lot bigger. You know,
right.
It's 8 pounds on paper, but just the strength, and you know, they're usually a little bit taller. And nice shot there by Bellis. But yeah, Clark, it's going to take some time for him to adjust physically, mentally, and you know, strategically too. Because you know, you jump up a weight class, it's a little bit of a different sport sometimes.
It definitely is. You're just going against larger opponents, as you said, and your mind isn't used to it once you jump in the pool, you know.
Usually the higher weight classes, they're not as quick. You know, sometimes you got to adjust for that as well.
So Bella's trying to get a 3-point takedown immediately in this first period. Jarius Clark with some history against Penn this year. Went against Penn's Lance Urbis and won by major decision in the Journeyman Classic at the 174 red bracket. As we go back to neutral. And then last year in the dual meet, he lost to Jude Swisher, who's not wrestling today, but at the time, Swisher was ranked 24th in the 157 weight class in this Penn dual meet, and Jude Swisher won by a landslide, 17-3 in the major decision. Was just looking for that one final takedown to get the tech fall win over Jarius Clark.
Yeah, Clark's 7th at EIWAs last year. I believe he's only returning EIWA placer from last year. As I mentioned, those 2 champs from last year did graduate and move on. So Clark, probably one of the leaders of this squad.
Easily, for sure. So far this year has a 2-2 dual record, 13-14 all-time collegiate dual record. Trying to get back to 500 on his collegiate career with a win against Bellis.
And a bit of a homecoming. Wrestled right across the bridge at Camden Catholic.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he has some family, friends, maybe old teammates here to watch him as well.
Yeah, Blackwood not too far from here, around 25 minutes or so.
And there's a takedown for Clark.
Yeah, so that'll be 3-0 challenge brick call.
Challenge brick, which that's a good challenge in my opinion.
It was out of bounds, makes sense. Why not try it as Clark in Camden Catholic was a 2-time state champion.
And this is one of those rules that came into effect 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago now, where you have the cradle locked up. That doesn't mean anything. You need to knock your opponent to his far hip. So we can get a good shot of this replay here from the replay booth. I can hopefully maybe talk through that and see if there was a takedown, if there wasn't. And the other aspect of this, Bellis had his foot completely off the mat. Once that happens, you blow the whistle because they're out of bounds. So
right
on the edge, it's always tricky to see if people are fully inbounds, if they're off the mat. I'm always a fan of, I always say it, make the mats bigger out of bounds. Don't let guys be able to put their foot on the hardwood floor. Never really made sense to me why there's such little room over there.
We've talked about Clark a lot, but Bellis so far this year has had a very strong start as he won in his collegiate duel debut against Campbell University, won by decision against Campbell's Ryan Bolletino 6-1. And they're not going to rule it a takedown, so it's going to be staying at 0-0. 25 seconds left in this first period.
Yes.
Back to neutral we go in the middle.
Good challenge by Coach Valenti.
Great challenge. Bellis, with Tioga High School, won 3 New York dual state championships with Tioga High School and was a 2023 New York individual state champion. So we'll stay at zeros as we go to the second period at the 174-pound weight class match in this dual meet. Penn leads 27-0, 6 matches in a row.
Yeah, you send your ranked guy out there and to stop the bleeding, and then he doesn't do it. This is your second attempt here with Jarius Clark, being a former EIWA placer. They go way off.
They go way off the mat, but way out of bounds. But yeah, thinking about it, I don't think Hofstra's had a takedown yet. That was their only opportunity to get one, and
and Penn threw the challenge break and said, "Nope, sorry."
If there has been, there's been one, but it's been very little. Here's the play that went out of bounds. Clark was just. Yeah. That's got to be scary.
No points, nothing, but looks cool for the fans. It's always fun. Clark, nice little roll through there as he keeps Bellis's feet high. Clark Bellis still in control here.
He's got the leg, trying to bring him down with both feet. Not going to grant him the takedown yet. Almost out of bounds, and they got him. So they'll go back into the middle. Still no points granted for either side.
Clark did a good job getting to his feet, rolling through, but sometimes you just got to, instead of getting a reversal, get the 1-point takedown, or get the 1-point escape, and looks like he kind of had an opportunity there, wanted to maybe hang on and get that 2-point reversal instead, but came to bite him in the butt as Bellis kept wrestling through that, got out of bounds, still in control, and 30 seconds of riding time and continuing up.
No takedown granted for Bellis, as it's still 0-0, so definitely looking for some riding time points. As if he gets to admit it, he'll get one. He's got 15 more seconds to go with riding time. Now to 10. As Clark getting back to his feet, with Bellis trying to get him back to the mat, trying to get him tripped up with both legs, but out of bounds he goes again. And Clark will be on the bottom.
Good riding by Bellis.
So 3 seconds to go for riding time points for Caden Bellis.
Yeah, Bellis is another freshman here, and watching these freshmen wrestle, they don't really look like freshmen. They just have the high IQ. They're so, I'll call, sticky on top. They don't let you get that easy escape. They're grinding every single second out, which is what you want to see from a tough wrestling team. They're just doing a really good job, and they look like they've been in the college wrestling room for years now, and that's not the case. Good job by the coaching staff at Penn.
Bellis trying to break him down again as it almost collides with us.
Yeah. I was ready for that one, Jack.
I wasn't. I was trying to see if they're out of bounds, but that means I got to get closer to them. 40 seconds to go in the second period.
You can see Clark taking his time getting down. It's very frustrating, and it's emotionally, physically, mentally draining. When you get to your feet all the time like this, but you just keep getting slammed back down. It's just, how many times are you going to try this? A lot of times they want it easy, and when you're on top and you make it hard for that guy, it goes that extra mile. Maybe not for points, but for the strategy of the match and just the framework of it, it's a big advantage.
And Clark just able to find his way out of bounds again. 20 seconds to go in the second period.
Yeah, so now a big 20 seconds here for both guys. Bellis could really put the exclamation point in that entire period, riding him out, but Clark getting escape could be a big momentum swing here moving into the third period. 20 seconds left to do so.
Trying to make sure he can find a way to score some points. It seems like Bellis has been in control this entire match, but it's still 0-0, and Clark trying to find a way to get a one-point escape, but Bellis hanging on to both legs for dear life.
Yeah, and avoiding a stall
3 seconds
call.
to go. Stall call, stall warning.
Wow.
As it's going to stay 0-0.
Penn bench not thrilled with that stall call. Looks like I thought he did everything to avoid that stall call, working up the legs. Usually, if the guy stays on the legs, they'll call you for stalling, but Bellis did a good job climbing up to the waist, got Clark flat to the mat, jumped on top. And there's an injury time for Clark, holding his taped up knee there.
Could have been him trying to yank out his whole entire body, and then Bellis yanking his leg back. It could have been very uncomfortable.
Yeah, tweaked it there a little bit.
Take a look at this replay as Clark was trying to escape here.
Yeah, see, Bellis did a good job riding up, and then, yeah, there's a stall call there. As he worked to the top, you know, it's maybe that call could go either way.
Could have also landed on his knee funny.
Yeah, it could have. I'm not sure what happened there, but
yeah.
Either way, he gets a trainer to look at it. Again, it's still November, early in the season. You know, the old mantra for wrestling is March is all that matters. That's when the postseason hits. So you want people healthy. You don't want any crazy freak injuries here this early in the season that could kind of prolong and keep you out for a while.
And unfortunately, he can't rest it off tomorrow. I would assume more likely than not, he's going to be wrestling at the Keystone Classic here at the Palestra tomorrow. Yeah. So that's a huge tournament for all these guys. And they're just going to let Bellis escape, and they're going to go to neutral, and it's 1-0 Bellis to start off this third period.
Yeah, Clark looking for first takedown of his match and for the entire Hofstra team. And here we are at 174. I believe that's true.
I believe it.
I don't
if they have a takedown, it's probably one.
It must have been early too.
Yeah. But not a lot of takedowns. Clark just trying to find some winning momentum in the Pride's favor. But it's been all Penn so far, 27-0.
And Bellis does have to be careful. He does have a stall warning, which could come to effect.
Right.
The riding time is obviously his for the moment, so potentially a 2-point lead. So Clark doing some good attacks, but you know nothing super deep on the legs yet.
Just trying to bring the eyes down, but Bellis attacking with a double leg takedown, but couldn't find anything. Brings Clark's eyes back down, but nothing to go.
Bellis doing a good job keeping his butt in the middle, kind of moving forward, avoiding that stall call, hitting enough attempts.
It just looks like Bellis has all the confidence right now against Clark.
Yeah.
It just looks like he's in full control, even though these guys are in neutral.
And again, I know I keep harping on it, but he's a freshman. You know, sometimes you see freshmen kind of clam down and start backing up a little bit because they have that lead. They're afraid to give up that late takedown. But Bellis has been moving forward and being aggressive the entire match, so he's going to keep that moving forward, keep that pressure on Clark.
It's just great.
There's a stall call by Bellis, 1 point for Clark.
That will tie this match.
But Bellis does have riding time.
He does have riding time, but
so another stall call would tie it. Nice re-attack there by Bellis, but Clark looking for the goal. Oh, nice ankle. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Jumps over top.
Wow. Trying to tilt him over.
Oh, boy.
No 3 points granted yet for Clark.
Oh, boy.
Bellis will escape. Wow. It stays at 1.
Good wrestling by Bellis and Clark.
This will stay at 1. We'll go to OT. They'll give the point to...
Riding time point.
Yeah, they'll get the riding time point to Bellis to end the match. No OT. Bellis with the victory.
What a fun way to end this match. I thought Clark had the takedown right about here. Bellis scoops that leg up, but Clark keeps going there, whips him over. Come on top, doesn't quite get there. A lot of slippery wrestling out there. They look like two feral cats in the alleyway wrestling. This is good stuff there.
2-0 start in the collegiate dual career for Caden Bellis. Had a decision win against Campbell, and then had a decision win against Jarius Clark. A dominant win against Jarius Clark. And Hofstra here on ESPN Plus. It's been all Penn. It's 30-0 as Penn is leading against Hofstra Pride. My name's Jack Miller. Alongside me is Austin Summer. And Austin's right now at the 184 match. Got Matthew Waddle for Hofstra and the sophomore of Xander Kukanen from Wisconsin. So it's been all Penn, and Kukanen trying to make sure that he can keep that winning momentum going forward and continue the shutout.
Yeah, Kukanen, a sophomore, like you mentioned, and Waddle is a redshirt sophomore, so guys pretty similar in age here. Kukanen does have a brother that wrestles at Indiana University.
So far, Kukanen on the year, 1-2, as he went 1-2 in the Journeyman Classic in the 184 green bracket, with his second loss coming against Hofstra's Josh George by 11-3 major decision, and won his final match by tech fall 17-1. So has some Hofstra history already. Last year made his collegiate debut at the Journeyman Classic as well, and competed in the Keystone Classic, which is tomorrow, which will be here at the Palestra as well. 3-point takedown for Hofstra. Haven't said that too much today. It might be the first takedown for Hofstra in this dual meet. It's Matthew Waddle so far this year, 1-2 this year in duels. Out of Cedartown, Georgia, lost in his last match by fall to Columbia's number 16th ranked Aaron Asarov in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but has won by major decision against Sacred Heart's Hunter Perez, and also lost by decision against Appalachian State's number 32 ranked Thomas Booker. So he's had a rough schedule so far this year.
Yeah, definitely one of those guys that, 6 wins in the year, 4 losses, one of the better records in the year for Hofstra, and coming out getting the first takedown for the team here at 184 pounds.
And the last time that Hofstra and Penn went against each other in a duel, and it'd be another 3-point takedown for Waddle as he's dominating. But last year he got dominated by number 7 ranked Nick Incontrera, and he lost by tech fall 17-0. And he's looking for some revenge, and he's going to take it out on Kukanen, as he's already got a 5-point lead in the first period against the sophomore from Wisconsin. Kukanen at Waukesha West captured the regional championship in 2023 and 2024, and won a sectional championship as well in 23.
Yeah, I saw he had 133 wins and 74 pins in high school.
Insane.
That is a big pin-to-win ratio.
Yeah.
And also 266 takedowns in 4 years. Whew. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of takedowns. But Waddle going back for another one here.
Waddle's just in complete control, seeming like that doesn't even matter to him. Is trying to spin around, and he'll get the 3-point takedown as he finally gets control. 3 takedowns immediately on Kukanen. Kind of getting a taste of his own medicine back in high school. And it's now 9-2. Waddle with the lead. Up by 7, and they're going to go to Penn, and Kukanen will go bottom, as Waddle will stay on top and try and gain more riding time.
Yeah, Pepperell High School for Waddle. Georgia, as you mentioned, NHSCA All-American as a senior with a 41-1 record as a senior. State champ. It was also a Fargo All-American in Greco, which is surprising because we just saw some 3 sweet takedowns using shots, which obviously you can't do in Greco. So it looks like he could go upper body, he could take some shots. Pretty well-rounded wrestler here for Waddle.
He also played football and ran track at Pepperell High School. Was a wrestling state champ as a sophomore and a senior.
Good way to stop the bleeding, though. I mean, what's the saying? Better late than never.
Right.
We're here at 184 getting some takedowns. Waddle's looking dominant thus far after the first period. See if he's going to add to his lead.
Just looking for some winning momentum going into the Keystone Classic tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, get a win here, feel good. Going into tomorrow, all you got to do is make weight at that point.
Exactly.
Nice
single leg.
There,
trying to turn it around, bring him down, and he'll get another 3 points. All of his points have been from takedowns, 12-3. Going to just bring him back up and just see if he can continue the damage.
12-4 now.
Getting into major decision range, and
stall call on Kukanen, backing out of bounds. I agree with that one.
If Waddle can get the tech fall, it would be the first point, or any points, actually, for Hofstra. So with a victory here, it'll put Hofstra on the board.
Nice attacks there by Waddle. Good job jumping
Trying to
over
roll
there.
through.
Looking for that half.
Another three-point takedown for Waddle.
See if he keeps his Turk, though.
Got to turn it around.
Yep, he's going cross-face there.
Yep.
Yep, going to the far shoulder. He's got to elevate that back leg, the Turk leg, and maybe get those two knees together. See how he's down towards the ankle a little bit?
He's got 10 seconds to do it.
He's got to work that, go knee to knee. There we go. That's a little better. Elevate that a little more.
He's got some shoulder time. Here we go as he's getting
There's his
4 points. And that will do it for a tech fall for Matthew Waddle as he easily takes down Xander Kukanen.
Is that it?
Should be it. They gave him 4 points.
15.
That will do it.
19-4.
Yep. So
your math is better than mine.
tech fall victory.
Glad you're here.
Tech fall victory for Matthew Waddle. It'll be his first tech fall victory this year in a dual meet. This is the shoulder time that Waddle was able to get to secure the tech fall win in the final period.
Good transitioner. Just not getting the takedown. Looking to transition.
Here on ESPN Plus with you, myself, Jack Miller, alongside me, Austin Summer. Final 2 matches ready to go. 197 and the heavyweight. 30-5 is the score. Hofstra able to get on the board with a tech fall victory from Matthew Waddle over Penn's Xander Kukanen. And now we're here at the 197 match with Cosgrove from Penn and Will Conlon from Hofstra University.
Cosgrove, a junior from, again, across the street, or I should say across the bridge, Camden Catholic. I'm sure he has a bunch of family, teammates, friends here to watch him.
Yeah, with Martin Cosgrove, junior from Gibbstown, not too far from here, as you said, around 30 minutes or so to get from the Palestra to Gibbstown. So far this year, lost by decision in the first dual meet of the year for Penn.
Conlon is a junior from Hoover, Alabama.
In Martin Cosgrove's career, 2-4 in duels. As in 2024, that season he went 2-3. But against Campbell, lost by decision 7-3 to start off the year 0-1. Did not compete in the Journeyman Classic, but he has a lot of titles back in high school.
Cosgrove actually took a medical red shirt a season ago. That's why he didn't wrestle at all, so probably obviously banged up a little bit.
Yeah.
Coming back and just getting in the swing of things again. That's tough to take a whole year off. You know,
it
you start getting the groove of things between not just wrestling, but just the college lifestyle. You know, academic grind, workouts, wrestling here and there, and you get used to that, and then boom, you're out for a year. You can't really your schedule, your system kind of gets all screwed up.
Will Conlon, a junior as well, 6'2" junior from Hoover, Alabama. On the year is 1-2. All of those in duels. Lost his last match by decision against Columbia's Adam Hazelias, 10-5. Last year, placed first at the Princeton Open, third at the Matttown 2 Open, and fifth at the Franklin and Marshall Lehman Open.
Nice re-attack there by Cosgrove. Ooh, nice sprawl there by Conlon.
Just going to reset back into the middle.
Conlon with a big knee brace on his left knee there.
Yeah, a lot of knee braces, tapes for this Hofstra squad. Cosgrove getting breaking down a little bit by Conlon.
If you're Cosgrove, you don't want to be on your haunches, as Coach Tom Brands would say it. Saw a video of him showing technique. He calls his hips your haunches, which I just find funny.
Great arm protection from Cosgrove to make sure Conlon doesn't get the three-point takedown. Staying at zeros as we're in the final 30 seconds in the first period.
See if anyone scores here in this final 20.
It's got to be quick, though.
With that three-point takedown, that's a huge advantage going into the second period up 3-0.
Especially with how stale it's been so far. Down to 10.
10 seconds left here. I think these guys are going to ride this one out.
It'll stay at zeros. More likely than not, yes, it will. And we'll go to the second period scoreless.
You can usually tell when the clock's down to about 15, 12 seconds. There's a bit of a gentleman's agreement. Hey, let's ease into the second period here.
So Conlon will elect to go bottom. As Conlon won the 2023 NHSCA National Championship and was Alabama High School Athletic Association 182-pound champion. and was a 2022 Junior National Duels Freestyle All-American. So has a lot of wrestling experience, and he'll get the 1-point escape on Martin Cosgrove, who, as we said, has a lot of accolades in high school. His individual championships include a 2-time NJSIAA state champion back in 2020 and 2022. He's a 2-time district champion, 2-time regional champion, and a 2021 Junior National Freestyle All-American, just to name a few.
Yeah, very highly recruited. It was Cosgrove. Chose to stick close to home. Come to Penn University.
Had a lot of postseason honors as well. Team championships at Gibbstown. Was a 3-time Olympic Conference champion with his team, 2-time South Jersey non-public B champions, and 2-time New Jersey non-public B state champions, and a 3-time district champion as a school.
Oh, nice
Cosgrove finding the ankle. Now trying to find a way to bring that second leg down, trying to trip him.
Oh.
But he's able to get out of it. Conlon staying alive, staying with the 1-point lead.
Rush that finish just a little bit there. Well, every time, it's good to keep those 2 hands locked together and work from that trip. Once you kind of break your hands and what we call separate your hands, obviously 2 hands on one leg is stronger than one. Good defense there by Conlon, realizing that and getting that foot to the mat, back to neutral position. 35 seconds left here. That would have been a huge takedown for Cosgrove.
Any takedown, I feel like at this point, it's whoever gets the first takedown might win this match.
Yep.
It's staying dry here. So we're going down to the end of the second period. Only 8 seconds of riding time.
Front headlock. Good job getting your elbow out, but then he gets the other elbow caught. Good
trying to sprawl out real quick. Down to 3 seconds, and this will go to the third period at 1-0. Conlon able to escape immediately to start the second period, and Cosgrove will elect to go bottom. Get us an escape to try and tie it, but doesn't have to worry about riding time just yet, as it's at 8 seconds, so don't have to worry about the 1-minute point for riding time. He's going to immediately escape with 7 seconds. So it's tied at 1.
Both guys sort of pick up the action a little bit, just at least some movement, some fake it. Oh, nice duck under attempt by Cosgrove. Good reaction there by Conlon. Ends up with an underhook of his own.
Trying to find the ankles is Cosgrove. Is trying to break him down, and Conlon's trying to turn him over. And he gets the 3-point takedown. Now 4-1. Huge for Will Conlon in this 197 match. Trickling down to a minute in this final period.
Keeping that wrist.
Cosgrove's got to find a way to escape and get a takedown potentially.
Yeah, not the best position going to try and escape there for Cosgrove. Head on the mat, kind of on your belly, flattened out. Not a good sign for the Penn Quaker.
He's got to find a way to work his way back up. Now under a minute.
And there's a stall
call. 1 point for Will Conlon, which is huge. So now an escape and a takedown for Cosgrove would result in a tie. But he still has to find a way to break out of it and get a takedown. 4-point lead for Will Conlon, looking for his second dual victory on the year.
Yeah, it's an interesting
trying
situation.
To keep him down.
If Cosgrove does find the stamina to burst out, escape, and get a takedown, he ties it. But also now Conlon has riding time. A turn could give him a major. Just shows that the variation and what a turn and a takedown could do.
Definitely looking for the turn. You can see it. Just trying to find any gaps in his arms, gain wrist control as much as he can. But we're down to 5 seconds, and it'll be a decision victory for Will Conlon. All of his dual matches have been decided by decision, and he's now 2-2 on the year. He gains 3 points for Hofstra, so it's now 30-8. But it's looking like last year, as last year it was a 39-7 victory at Hofstra, and now when we turn to the Palestra, it's looking like a similar result.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same.
This is the replay of the victory of Conlon trying to get some shoulder time, but we will move on to the heavyweight match. John Pardo of Penn, and then for the Hofstra Pride, it'll be Adrian Sanz, the redshirt junior from Miami, will take on the Ivy League place winner of John Pardo.
Or is this Church for Hofstra? Looking at the rosters, it looks like it might be Church.
Yeah, they're turning towards Church. You are right.
Yeah,
so
looks
Church
like
will
Church,
come
yeah.
in. So Church is trying to see if he can avoid another tech fall, or actually just a loss in general. He has 2 tech fall losses and a pin loss against Sacred Heart's Brendan Gilchrist in the final 5 seconds of the match. Church, a redshirt sophomore from Erie, Pennsylvania, lost to John Pardo in the dual meet last year by tech fall 20-4. So Pardo just looking for similar dominance again.
Yeah, Church, a sophomore, as you mentioned, 1-5 on the year. Looking to take Pardo to Church here on the Saturday afternoon.
There's a takedown so far, trying to just work it around, and he does. Pardo with a 3-point takedown on Church, looking very similar to like it was back in January. As they're inching closer out of bounds, this might leak towards us, but Church also has some knee pads and his right arm wrapped up, already showing signs of blood on his, looks like his right shoulder, on the back of his shoulder blade.
Oh boy. We haven't had a blood stoppage all match, have we? It's very rare.
That is definitely rare. You definitely see someone get doinked in the nose at some point.
Usually like in the first match or two.
Or someone get poked in the eye, too. We haven't seen any of that. It's been pretty clean so far.
Nice takedown.
Another takedown by Pardo. This is what Pardo likes to do. This is why he got 3rd in the Ivy League Championships last year. As a freshman, by the way, he's a sophomore from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, 4-0, undefeated this year. He swept the competition in the white bracket at the Journeyman Classic and won by fall against Campbell's Bryson Arthur in a minute to finish the dual meet strong.
Yeah, it was fun to see Pardo last season kind of come on as a true freshman, kind of learning the ropes of a heavyweight, kind of undersized there. And every time I saw him, he was getting better and better and better until he turned into, like you said, a legit heavyweight, 3rd in the Ivy League Conference, which is quite an accomplishment. And now as a sophomore, he's just going to keep improving on that. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, and then plus he has 2 more years after this.
He was 18-12 overall last year, 7-7 in duels, 3-2 in the Ivy League. Placed 3rd in 3 out of 4 tournaments he participated in, including the Ivy League Championships, the Keystone Classic and the Journeyman Classic. As we talked about, Austin, the Keystone Classic here tomorrow. But Hofstra kind of going all in towards this back end of the dual meet, just trying to see if they can stop the bleeding a little bit, but Penn's going to walk away with this one pretty easily.
So they stopped the bleeding a little bit, but there's still some blood out there for Penn. I think Pardo's starting to smell that and continue his terror here. 6-1, 18 seconds left, a minute and a half of riding time.
It's already dominating Church as he did last year. Church 5-21 last year with 3-10 record in duels. This season at the Princeton Open went 1-2 with a win by decision. And John will be up by 5 going into the second period, and they'll defer to Pardo. And he'll elect bottom.
Pardo's going to go down.
Pardo holds the record for most pins in Kennett High School history and is a 3-time first All-League and All-Area, and a Chestmont League champion and a District 1 South champion in 2023 when he attended high school. And it looks like here is our first blood stoppage. Looks like Pardo did get doinked in the nose.
We had to get one in today.
Yeah.
Couldn't go a whole match without blood.
Nope. No. And Coach Valenti will clean it up.
Look at that. Don't get that suit dirty, Coach.
Yeah. Get the shoes dirty either.
Yeah.
He's got some fresh kicks. looking entirely penned out right now with the red Nike swoosh and the blue and white as well, with the Air Forces.
I love the style of, wearing a suit or wearing a nice sport coat and then wearing sneakers with it.
Yeah.
It says, hey, I'm business. I'm here. I'm here for business, but I also like to party. I got to be quick on my feet in case something happens. Cleaning up some blood here.
And it looks like with Valenti, it's nice for his first year as officially the head coach to still have Roger Rayner around. Last year they had 3 Ivy League champions, and he's still able to find a way to coach these guys to the best he possibly can. They have a lot of fun. I don't know if you saw on social media the amount of fun that these guys have in practice, but it's just always trying to make sure that everyone's having a good time, but also making sure that they're getting the right mechanics down as well, and that's why Roger Rayner is there.
Yeah, Valenti, obviously a legend here at Penn, legend in the state of New Jersey where he wrestled. Also a legend in New Jersey, Jagger. Thanks for joining in, Jagger. I know you're watching out there. One of my biggest fans, I think. He's always chirping at me on Twitter, but that's either here nor there. Back to the action, Pardo up 7-1.
Pardo immediately getting the escape on Church. Trying to break him down again, but Church trying to find the advantage. You definitely see that some of the blood spilled onto the back of Church from Pardo.
Yeah, Pardo's fun to watch wrestle as a heavyweight, too. A lot of leg attacks from a heavyweight. Not your typical high snatch singles. He's in there taking high crotches and sweeps. Typically what you see from the smaller guys.
Very quick on his feet as well, as he's able to get the single leg, trying to turn around to see if he can get him, and he will.
Nice.
Up 10-1, reaching double digits is Pardo.
Very good leg attack there. Did not let Church get all that weight on him. He was scooting around the corner there. Took that leg up, and then boom, takedown, 10-1.
Just like this dual meet, it's just been utter dominance from Penn and Pardo. Up to 9 is John Pardo, the sophomore, 30-8 in the dual meet. In the final match, the heavyweight.
There's a shot by Church.
Another takedown, 3 points, goes to Pardo. Up 11. And it looks like might have to call for another blood check because the cotton that was up his nose just falled out. So.
Yeah, there's especially Hofstra with the white singlets.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a wash tonight.
I do not want to be those, whoever does the laundry there because they're going to be using a lot of bleach to get the blood out.
Yeah. Down to 10 in the second period. And stay this way going into the final period of this dual meet. So Church will elect to go neutral.
Okay, so we're neutral here to begin the third.
Yeah, Pardo needs just a couple more takedowns to get this tech fall victory, just like he did last year against Church. He won 20-4, up 13-2 against Church just 10 months later.
He can get a takedown and ride out here for the tech, or he can get 2 takedowns. But knowing Pardo, not much of a guy that's going to ride you. He'll probably take you down, let you up, and try and take you down a few more times here. So, and I'm sure he knows that as he's being aggressive, looking for legs.
That is just the mentality of Pardo, just trying to make sure he can get any takedown he can, trying to spin his way through, and he does. Another 3 points for Pardo, up 14. Just one more takedown away, and you're going to see he's going to just bring him up and see if he can get a very similar score to last year. If he gets the takedown, it'll be 19-3 as the final. He's looking for it, trying to break him down one more time, trying to stay in bounds as much as he can. Church trying to stay alive as he's almost in a split, but they'll elect him out of bounds. They'll go back to neutral, which is a little beneficial for Pardo because he was in a little bit of awkward spot, out of bounds, had a very weak positioning against Church.
Gets a fresh start here. About a minute, 9-second sprint. Get one more takedown. He's had a bunch. He's had at least 5 this match, so one more shouldn't be too hard for him. but then the lungs start to get to you. You
Yeah.
put pressure on yourself maybe. And as I say that, in on a leg, coming up.
Trying to get
And
one
there
more
it is.
takedown, and that will do it. A strong finish for Penn as they dominate Hofstra. 5 more points to tack on for Penn. 35-8 is the final in this dual meet between Penn and Hofstra. 19-3 Tech Fall victory. Similar result as just 10 months ago against Danny Church. What a finish for Penn. Starting off strong and ending strong.
Yeah, Hofstra had 2 wins there in the middle. You know, good performances by them, but just outclassed, outmanned by Penn today. Both teams are back here tomorrow for the Keystone Classic. Watch that live on Flow Wrestling. Hofstra's going to look to bounce back, but Penn's going to look to keep this momentum rolling and get a bunch of champions tomorrow.
A bunch of champions tomorrow. Definitely both schools bringing out their best of the best for the Keystone Classic. One of the most looked out for events throughout the wrestling season. And Austin, when you go to it, when you have a dual meet the day before something